Hey, what's going on, everybody? Max here with Because Bitcoin, and today we are going to be doing a comprehensive and thorough update slash breakdown video on all of your favorite meme coins. We're probably going to start with Doge and Pepe. We're going to talk about WIF. We're going to use a bunch of different pairs. We'll cover Bonk. Oh, I'm including BOBO in this, by the way. That should be implied. That was a lot of fractals, and then we are going to throw in a meme coin that we don't typically talk about at the end. I put out a tweet yesterday, basically saying whichever one that I usually don't talk about, I've got a slot open. There's a new one that I haven't really talked about yet, and some people made some pretty funny memes and really wanted me to talk about it. And actually, one of the Because Bitcoin analysts is pretty much obsessed with it. So let's dive into it. Let's start talking a little bit of charts here. I'm going to have a little bit of afternoon coffee, a little stimmy. I hope you guys don't mind. Okay, let's dive into it. So you guys have probably seen this. I have tweeted this out a couple times now in a little different fashion, right? But this is Pepe on the left, this is Bonk on the right, guys. Something I spend a lot of time focusing on is the psychology, the psychology of a pump, right? Like how the market reacts when you get to certain levels and certain cool off spots, why things cool off where they do, what ultimately springs them higher. And I mean, look, why am I able to fractal, so many memes against other memes, right? It's like they kind of have these similar legs. And something that, we've been very focused on here, this entire year is that Solana has actually been leading this cycle. It's been leading Bitcoin, it's been leading ETH. It was the first one to top locally at the very end of 2024 when a lot of other projects have just recently put in local tops. And Bonk, obviously being a derivative of Solana, and a high beta alternative to Sol, you can see the relationship between, Bonk's cool off phase and Solana, right? So this was the Bonk pump that came at the very end of 2023. So the most recent pump that we have, which is why I've been focused on Bonk recently. Like I'm gonna compare more Pepe to Doge and Pepe to Shib and all this stuff, but I think there's something to be said about recency, right? Because markets evolve and change and grow pretty rapidly. So Bonk is the most recent meme coin that we have that has gone, relatively parabolic. So again, I just drew this up today. I've got another Pepe Bonk comparison which we can talk about, but you can see here I highlighted in red. When the mothership, when the L1 is bleeding, it lines up with meme coin kind of chilling out. All right. And then when it finally picks back up, you can see what happens. We get dramatic outperformance. And I think that's kind of where we're at right now with Pepe, truthfully, is we're somewhere right around here. We should have at least, within this parabola, we should have at least kind of two more pushes up. So, truthfully, from here, if it did the bonk fractal, I would expect at minimum, 6, 7, 8x. Again, I can't even get up to the top there, but whatever. It's not exact, right? It's more to capture the spirit of the move. I'm expecting, this was 1, 2, 3. Maybe we chill out a little bit and then we start another parabola. But yeah, we're gonna need Ethereum to cooperate, right? Like real risk on beta chasing season, it commences one when Bitcoin gets above the all-time high. So we've done that. But two, there's something that happens after every single time Bitcoin goes through a bear market and then gets back up to the all-time high, is I call it the sweep and jeet. All right. Bitcoin likes to sweep the all-time high. Everybody gets excited, everybody gets frothy, and then it pulls back like 10 to 12 to 15%. Okay. And it takes like 2 weeks of dinking around and altcoins get destroyed. And then once Bitcoin finally recovers after the all-time high sweep and jeet, then you start to see like ETH season and meme coins going crazy and VC scams going crazy and L2s going crazy. That's when Bitcoin dominance crashes. Bitcoin goes up, but alts go up way more. So, that's kind of where we're at in the market right now, is Bitcoin has been just kind of just back and forth above the all-time high. And I think what we're going to need is Bitcoin to behave so that ETH can behave. And when ETH curls back up and gets back above, 4,100, 4,200, that's when the next leg on Pepe commences. So just be patient. It's going to be really choppy. It's going to be really volatile. I mean, if you went down to the lower time frames here, I'm on the 12-hour here and the daily here on Bonk. If you go down to the low time frames, it's a disaster. Okay, it's an absolute disaster. It's very very volatile. And let's actually, let's look at this here. So, I mean, look at this low time frame, guys. This is abysmal. This is the 15-minute. Let's go to the hourly. Like, this is brutal. Here's the psychology of the low time frames. I'm gonna be so rich. I'm poor, it's over. I'm gonna be so rich. I'm poor, it's over. I'm gonna be so rich. I'm poor, it's over. Like, just there's not any signal in this. You can trade it if you're a derivatives trader, but like this is what's loading, in my opinion. And it's going to be contingent upon ETH down here, just like Bonk's, real mania phase, locally speaking, at least in Q4, was dependent on Solana, again, being the mothership, being the L1. It's going to be contingent upon that getting a little bit frothy. So I wouldn't really expect a whole lot out of Pepe. Not that it can't do okay. I think it should hold for sure. But again, keep an eye on ETH here. All right. This was an interesting little example we put out last night. So again, similarly to how Sol led the market, in Q4, we are actually seeing that happen right here with, and here, we'll just make these bigger. We don't need that right now. We are seeing WIF being, again, a derivative of Sol leading the meme coin market. At least that's how it appears right now. Again, that can change quickly, but as of right now, I think that's probably where we're at. So I think that, this is probably where WIF is. They're kind of doing similar structures here. They're kind of basing out the same way. Like, I don't know exactly how long this correlation will play. But either way, like I think there's a decent chance that WIF is, just a couple weeks ahead. And, we'll probably look back on this and Pepe will be up here and we'll go, yep, kind of saw that coming with WIF. So pretty interesting. But the reason why I'm focused on the WIF comparison, guys, is actually this chart. It's Pepe WIF. So what's so interesting about this, and I'll explain what this is first, is it's WIF, which has been the Solana meme coin leader, large cap leader at least. It's been the large cap leader for Sol, for meme coins, and it's been trading at parity with Pepe. So you can see that, it didn't matter if you were holding Pepe all the way since, the beginning of this year. It hasn't mattered if you bought Pepe on January 15th, which is my birthday, funny enough. Remember that, guys. I expect you to remember next January. You would basically just be going back and forth, right? Like there will be weeks where, and just quick refresher, if this chart is going down, that means Pepe is a better hold. This chart's going up, the opposite. All right, this chart's going up, that means WIF's a better hold. So again, it's just in this big range, right? So the big question here is, are we going to get option one and we break out and WIF becomes the leader of the meme coins, or does it roll over option two? We kind of curl down and do a Bart Simpson pattern like this. I don't know, right? Like I can tell you, I think we're going to Bart down and Pepe should be the leader across the board because I do. My money is exactly where my mouth is. I'm betting on Pepe being the winner. If I wasn't, then I would take all my Pepe and rotate it into WIF, but that's not happening. But of course, difficult decisions. We'll have to have a tough conversation if WIF comes up here and flips this range high and starts to move up. Then WIF may just absolutely blow Pepe out of the water. Which again, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, right? Like you can have multiple meme coins going crazy. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Pepe is going to be the winner and we're going to roll over here, and we're going to go down, which would mean Pepe is the leader. But again, these are huge moves too. Like if you've just been swapping Pepe and WIF back and forth, I mean, these are monster moves, guys, like monster moves, like 100% range, on coins that are moving 3x in a week. So, keeping an eye on that, but things look good across the board, guys. Like it's just local volatility, and like you just need to be aware that, until Bitcoin basically just stops this like little annoying dance. I mean, look at Bitcoin locally here, guys. Like it's a disaster. Look at this thing. Look at these wicks, man. Look at these wicks. Ugh. Gross. Absolute ick. Terrible. We just took out all these lows right here. So, Bitcoin will get back above the all-time high. And again, that is when alt season commences. All right, let's talk about Doge. Let's talk about Doge. So, quick update here on Doge, guys. We're right on track. Okay. Now, you guys have heard me say this before, and I will say it again. Remove this. Remove this. We don't need this. If I am bullish Doge, then I am bullish Pepe. If I am bullish Pepe, then I am bullish Bobo. All right. This is the holy trinity of meme coins as I see it right now, guys. We're bullish Bitcoin, then we're bullish Doge, then we're bullish Doge, then we're bullish Pepe, then we're bullish Pepe, then we're bullish Bobo. We're going to work down the chain. All right. What happens here every time Bitcoin makes a new all-time high? What happens? Doge starts to move up. Doge starts to perk up. All right. We are right on track. Additionally, cycle 1 took 1,218 days. Cycle 2 took 1,200, and this is actually 18 days, but I'm on the 2-week chart. Let's see if it will adjust for me. Yep, 1,218 days. Cycle 1, 1,218 days. Cycle 2, I wonder if it will do it again. 1,218 days. That would put the new Doge global top out in September. Time will tell, but either way, I am very much so expecting Doge above $1 by the end of this year. Very much so. So things are still on track there, looking good. All right, let's do a little bit of freehand TA here on Doge first. So we're going to look at Doge dominance, which I don't spend a ton of time looking at, but we see something kind of similar every cycle here with Doge dominance. So we're going to do this fresh here for you guys. We're going to throw Bitcoin up as a reference on the bottom of the chart. Put it in log mode so you guys can see it. But what's something that happens, right around this Bitcoin all-time high, guys? This was the previous Bitcoin all-time high right here. Here's the Bitcoin all-time high. So let me just mark this out here. Bitcoin previous all-time high. And we'll put that in the middle. Oops. We'll go top and then center. And then Bitcoin previous all-time high. And we'll put this in the center. All right, so let's take a look. We'll draw with a vertical line. What typically happens? It's a little hard to see. Just put it in red. There you go. What happens when Bitcoin crosses the previous all-time high? Or right before it, right? Like into it. It's like this region. Let's actually mark it with this, right? So what happens as Bitcoin is marking up into the previous all-time high? There it is, right? We see Doge dominance basically losing its local floor and then turns around aggressively. So where are we at right now, guys? I mean, we're in this candle right here. Like this is where we are at. And for those that don't know what this is, actually, I need to label these because I don't want people to forget. All right, here's there's Bitcoin. And this here is Doge dominance. Doge dominance is a percentage. It's Doge represented as a percentage of the total crypto asset class. So Doge dominance goes up. That means that Doge is outperforming everything else. So we're doing exactly what we did last cycle. As Bitcoin gets close to the all-time high, Doge loses its support right here. I'll just even drag this over. Look at where we're at, guys. We are at, this candle, in my opinion, right here. This is it. So what comes next? What comes next? In my opinion, this. In my opinion, this comes next. This should come next. Shrink it up a little bit. Yeah, maybe. So again, if this is Doge dominance, right, like we can extrapolate this out and get crazy if we want. I think that the total crypto asset class is probably going to go to I think it's probably going to go to, 7 to 10 trillion here before things are really starting to cool down globally. So if Doge dominance goes to, let's say 10%, that could be 700 billion, maybe even a trillion if things get crazy enough. Don't sleep on Doge, guys. Like really don't sleep on Doge. There's still like some serious money to be made here. Okay. if something like this happens. And maybe if it only goes to 5%, maybe we go to half a trillion, right? I mean, what is Doge's market cap right now? I don't even know what it is, 25 billion or something. Let me just look it up real quick. Doge market cap. I don't want to give you the wrong number. 23 billion. Okay, so could Doge go to half a trillion? Yeah, I think it could. I think people have forgotten how crazy bull markets can really get. But anyways, quick little update there. Um, I would like to here's what we'll do. We're gonna pull up just a quick little update here. Because we're on the topic of Doge, right? And we're gonna go down the chain. So it's like if you're bullish Bitcoin, you should be bullish Doge here. If you're bullish Doge here, you're bullish Pepe here. Let's explain that point. All right. So this is Pepe Doge. So yeah, guys, this is going fantastically. You know, right on schedule. All right, right on schedule. We can remove some of these for now. So, what we were watching, and again, we have a video um prospecting this breakout of Pepe against Doge all the way down here. We recognize that, hey, this thing is actually pair trading against Doge, right? If your meme coin bleeds um against Doge, don't hold it. And we recognize that we were, reaccumulating in here. And look at what happened. Since we have been buying, we're up 360% against Doge, which is up over 100% from our entry at 8 cents. So, what I expect next here, guys, is I expect price discovery for Pepe Doge. And just a quick reminder, um, this chart goes down. That means that Doge is a better hold than Pepe. This chart goes up. Pepe is a better hold than Doge. All right. I think we could probably throw some fibs on here and do a little bit of price discovery. I would say this is probably our range low. And we'll do price discovery fibs. I think this will end up playing. Like, I think that Pepe against Doge, once it breaks out, and again, you can see we're just stuck right under the all-time high. Like, this is going to give eventually. Um, it's certainly going to give eventually. So when we break out of this range high, I think I'm my first target would be prospecting the 1.618, but I wouldn't be surprised at all to see, this right here. So again, if I think Doge is going to go to $1 or $1.50, that's potentially another 10x plus from here, maybe even more. And if Pepe goes up 186% against that, then it's going to be 10x times, 200%. So we're looking at, 20, maybe 25x on Pepe. And if Doge goes to $1 plus and Pepe goes up, 14x against Doge, then you're talking about, Doge pulling a 10x and Pepe pulling a 14x against Doge, which is up 10x. Then you're talking about still like 100x plus. So like time will tell, right? And we'll see how these fibs, like, it's possible some people maybe would draw it from like, here, and then it would be adjusted. So like we're going to keep an eye on it. But point being is, like, if we're kind of ahead of schedule here, guys, and like people's targets are too low, honestly. Like they're just skeptical. They carry a lot of that like bear market PTSD with them, and like I get it. But we're ahead of schedule right now, and I showed you, we're doing what we've always done, and we're ahead of schedule. Like, things are looking really good, and it's just all these meme coins and altcoins and VC scam coins, they're all just waiting for Bitcoin to just recover from this like local volatility, which it does literally every single time. Go check out my previous video on that. It's called Turbulence at the All-Time High. It's on our channel. Once that happens, that kicks off alt season. You're going to see Doge 2 or 3x in like a week. You're going to see Pepe, hurdle multiples over that. Again, all the VC scam coins are just going to go crazy. Like, Bitcoin dominance should nuke here. Like, Bitcoin dominance in the next 30 days should start nuking. And we should start alt season. That's where we are in the cycle. So again, everything's looking perfect, exactly as it always has been. And you can see even Doge dominance is doing exactly what it's done in previous cycles here, guys. Like, it's doing the exact same thing, but everyone's like super skeptical and the recession and the yield curve and macro and yeah, man, just look at Nvidia and like lean into the technicals. I'm leaning into the technicals, and No stone is left unturned here, guys. Like, you can tell how deep and thorough I go into this stuff, and take it from me. I'm presenting you with the evidence. Here's some of it. All right, let's move on over to Bobo. So again, I'm gonna repeat my famous saying. All right, let's just put this down here first. This is Bobo Doge. All right. If I am bullish Bitcoin here, I should be bullish Doge. Again, we already went over that example as to why. If I'm bullish Doge, then I should be bullish Pepe. We just went over that example. Pepe Doge looks like it's trading well. And if I'm bullish Pepe, then I should be bullish Bobo. You want to see why? Look at this chart. Bobo charted against Pepe. Why is it pair trading? Is it a conspiracy? Is it a scam? Is it fraudulent? No. It's just the meme economy. And there's guys like me watching it and filling orders at key levels. But yeah, I mean, look at this, guys. Falling wedge, multi-month reaccumulation, breakout, coming back to retest, holding demand. I would expect maybe a little bit of reaccumulation right around here, and Bobo Pepe should be off to the races. If you see Bobo break down, back beneath here, and start to roll down, then it's a dud, guys. Then it's a dud and the pair trade has failed. All right. You do not want to see this thing break back down. You could sweep these lows again, hypothetically. Like, you could, in theory, like, come down, take out these lows and do something like this. Okay. This is for Bobo Pepe. Like, take out these lows, reclaim, and then up. And this was a bear trap. You could certainly do that. I would allow for that. But if you see this, then the pair trade is dead. You're better off just holding Pepe, because why would you hold something that is more risky? It's smaller. Again, not as much history. Why would you hold anything that is a micro cap against your major if it's bleeding against it? I have no interest in that. But as of right now, Bobo looks fantastic against Pepe. And I'm hoping that this pair trade works out, because I hold Doge. And I hold Pepe as beta to Doge, and now I hold Bobo as beta to Pepe. So anyways, we remain data dependent, but things look great as of right now. We're holding here. Just watch out for for this breakdown, and again, we're not even close to it, right? Like, we would have to nuke, we would have to nuke 60% against the Pepe pair here. Like, we're looking fine as of right now. All right. So anyways, just wanted to point that out. Looking good. Let's move over to the Bobo Doge chart. Same thing, guys. Why would you hold? I mean, for one, if Bobo doesn't outperform Pepe, we don't want to hold it. But especially, we don't want to hold Bobo if it can't outperform Doge. But it is. All right. We've just broken out of the previous all-time high on the Bobo Doge pair. And again, reminder, bleeding down, Doge is a better hold. Moving up, Bobo's a better hold than Doge. All right. So right now, the big question is this going to be a deviation like this? And do we come back down, underneath and distribute, and Bobo dies against Doge? If that happened, again, similarly to Pepe, it's a dud. But if we can hold this breakout, which again, I am betting on, and I believe everybody should, not financial advice. This looks solid, like previous all-time high right here. And you can see that we also had, a local rejection off of it initially. So clearly that level is being watched and respected, right? Is it a coincidence that Bobo rejected on a sweep of this all-time high? Nothing is a coincidence, guys. Nothing. So what are we doing here? Maybe we come back and retest it, and then we move up. That would be great. So keep an eye on this one as well. I'm more interested in the Bobo Pepe pair, because Bobo is more so beta to Pepe, but it's also beta to Doge, right? You have to keep an eye on both, but keep an eye on that level. What I'm most encouraged by with Bobo, guys, is Bobo USDT. All right. Here's the deal, guys. Let me turn these colored candles off. I don't need them here. Here's the deal. You might be looking at this going, oh my gosh, we are nuking. Look at this. We are down 40% from our recent high. Who cares? Toughen up. Here's why. I love that we rejected here. I love that we rejected here. One, because I'm actually investing in this and I have a method to the madness. I'm not just buying into it because some guy told me to buy into it or because I think the bear is cute, although I do. I'm buying into it because it's a giant revolving mega pair trade in the meme economy, right? We are 4 steps removed off of our security being Bitcoin. We are bullish Bitcoin, therefore we are bullish Doge. We are bullish Doge, therefore we are bullish Pepe. We are bullish Pepe, therefore we are bullish BOBO. Why am I happy that we're 40% off of this high? Okay, so first let's identify the range. BOBO high, make it red for BOBO. BOBO low, couple deviation, excuse me, couple deviations. We break out. I have my fib extensions drawn, 1.618. Let's zoom in a little bit here. What a coincidence. What is this imaginary line that popped up right here, guys? What is this imaginary line that just popped up on the chart and we rejected from perfectly? Hmm. Well, that's called your 1.618 fib extension, guys. And why am I so happy that we rejected here? Because that means that big smart money has the same levels as me. That means that somebody said, yeah, we're going to reject from this level. This is your 1.618 fib extension. And we rejected. So that means that I have my fibs drawn perfectly. That means that my range is perfectly aligned with market makers and big players, okay? It's not a coincidence that we rejected here perfectly, guys. And this is so bullish because guess what? The rejection itself is not bullish, right? Like, could we come down even lower than here? Yeah, we could take out all these lows, retest this high right here, absolute carnage. It's over. Everyone will be paper handing it. But if we get back above this 1.618, then guess where the next stop is, guys? The 2.618. Okay. And the 2.618 from right here is 2,500%. Okay, guys. 2,500%. That is fantastic. Okay. And I know that this is a legit level because of our rejection here. So again, you can learn just as much from a rejection as you can from anything else, right? And there's more signal in this rejection here than there is in just slicing through it like it didn't exist. All right. So again, keeping an eye on this, guys. Our entry, I got in with, moderate size, probably like right in this region. All right. So we're up like, I don't know where I got in. 80%. I mean, whatever, right? Like, I don't care what happens in the short term. All I care about is that one, it holds up well against Pepe and it holds up well against Doge, and that we continue to respect fibs here. Like, this trade is very, very much so still valid. And it's being reaffirmed by the fact that we rejected perfectly in price discovery from this 1.618. I'm telling you right now, watch this level, okay? Because I have a feeling we're going to get back above it. Whatever happens in the short term, whatever. Okay. If we get back above this 1.618, watch what happens. This is your next level. This is a huge return from here. Huge. And then I would imagine the Bobo Pepe pair, trade works out very, very well. All right. Last but not least, guys, we're going to talk about MOG. All right. We're going to talk about MOG. We're going to talk about MOG because some people made me some really funny memes with like glasses on for me. Let's see if we can find a chart with a little bit more price history. There we go. All right, MOG is one that has been performing extremely well recently. One of our analysts here at Because Bitcoin, Will, was really early into MOG. I think he's still holding it, but yeah, this is pretty wild, guys. Like this return. I mean, this is kind of like textbook right here. Textbook breakout looks really good. And by the way, if I didn't pick your meme, like, I guess just be louder next time. Like, I didn't, I'll be honest, I didn't count all of them. There were like hundreds of comments and I literally didn't have time, but I just went with like who made the funniest memes under my picture. But yeah, anyways, this was textbook, guys. This looks really, really strong. let's draw some fibs on here. Again, I'm doing this all like freehand. I had this drawn from a while ago. I didn't look at it yet today. But as far as I can tell, like this is probably where you want to have your fibs drawn right here. Actually, let's throw our mid-range on and see if we can get some more information here. Ooh, that's not bad. That is not bad at all. All right, here's what we're going to do as well. We're going to throw in a 0.25 and a 0.75. Yes, that is really nice. Okay, this is your range here, guys. This is your range here on MOG. So high before the breakout, low before the breakout. What I'm more interested in here, I mean, the high and the low are really important, right? But the interaction at all these different levels, right? How is this interacting with the mid-range and also our 0.75 fib and our 0.25 fib? I mean, you can see how clearly these fibs were getting respected. I mean, look at how many taps, rejections against the 3/4 fib, you know, and mid-range. No doubt in my mind, this is a guide here. All right. What would I expect right now for MOG? Here, let me make these a little bit bigger so you can see them. I mean, look, you have to look at it from a community perspective as well, guys. Like this community is diehard. They love MOG. It's funny, like the glasses. It's cool. They're diamond handers. You have to love that. I won't invest in memes unless they are diamond handers or going to have a reason to. What could I see worst case, right? Like I think maybe you could get a retest of this 1.618. I think if you did, that'd be a shove spot. But yeah, but then ultimately I feel like you probably have to prospect the 2.618. So there's a really prominent low right here, if you can see it. Like maybe we take that level out, retest the 1.618. And again, we don't have to do that at all. Like we could literally just go straight up. I'm just kind of giving you like a market's pulling back. What if this happens? What would I do kind of situation? I think if you retested the 1.618, it would have to hold. I would expect it to hold for sure. But from here, I mean, the next level, again, once you're in price discovery, I love my 1.618. I love my 2.618. 2.618 from here is 360, 370%. If we pulled back further, it would be, you know, even like a 7 or an 8x. So we'll see if that does happen. Like, again, I don't know if it will or not. I don't have a crystal ball, but just giving you levels, right? Like, how would I map this out? And also, you know, some people will say, well, why do these fibs even work, Max? How do you know that they work? How can you possibly tell that they work? You know, let me give you an example from last cycle. All right. So let's look at Soul because this was actually one of, in my opinion, the best examples here of fibs playing out perfectly in price discovery last cycle. Give me a moment here. All right, cool. So I've compared this to, you know, for Caspa because Caspa I think is doing something similar to this, but I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. All right, hang on. Let's make it look good. All right. We can remove these. We don't need the market caps on here. This is for a different example. Okay. Let's go MOG on the daily. So I'll remove these just so we have symmetry. But what am I looking for right here, right? So we have like our two ranges drawn. This was Sol last cycle. This is MOG right now. I'm just showing you guys how these fibs work and honestly how reliable they are, right? Like do not fade these, you know, the 1.618, 2.618, 3.618, do not fade them. So let's look at Sol last cycle, guys. Flip the 1.618, held it perfectly. We'll take a step back first. Swing high, swing low, just like MOG right here. Swing high, swing low. 1.618 came back, you know, held it as support, moved up. Locally topped perfectly at the 1.618. Reaccumulated, global top perfectly at the 3.618. Guys, is this made up? Is it a conspiracy? How is this possible? These fibs work. Learn to recognize pertinent swing highs and swing lows and throw on the 1.618 through 3.618. This shit is real. It's not made up. Okay. So what could I see with MOG? I mean, community's rock solid. The meme is rock solid. It's digestible. My boy Will likes it. If we came back to 1.618, again, I don't know if we do or we don't. I'm just saying if we did, could I see the 3.618? things get crazy enough, that's 8,000% away from a 1.618 retest. If we didn't go back down there from current levels and held here, be about a 40x. Be about a 40x from right here. And I actually don't even know the market cap of MOG right now. Let's look it up. Let's see what it is. I know it's kind of low. MOG coin. So MOG's market cap is 341 million. All right, so let's just round up to 350 million. So 350, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times a 40x would be 14 billion. Could I see MOG going to 14 billion if we get an absolute manic altcoin season? Like I said earlier in the video, your targets are too low, guys. Like all of your targets are too low. I think we're in for like the crypto equivalent of the NASDAQ bubble. So it's going to need some exchange listings. You know, it's going to need the stars to align just like anything else. But again, I'm here to respect the charts, to respect the data, to respect the technicals. And yeah, I mean, clearly this range down here was well respected. 1.618 from a more local perspective. We kind of got a retest. You know, you can see that we initially rejected off of it right here. Quickly flipped it. So again, we don't even have to come back down here. I would just say if we did, like, this is your last shove spot, in my opinion. Like, I find it pretty unlikely that we would, you know, go down here. I don't think that's happening. So, yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, your targets are too low for anything, not just MOG. Like, your targets are too low. We haven't even seen Bitcoin dominance, you know, capitulate yet. So, I mean, let's do this real quick. I'll just show this chart as a little reminder. So, here's Bitcoin. Here's Bitcoin dominance, and here's total 2. What happens when, and this is not up to date right here. I'll remove these. Hang on. Here we go. What happens when Bitcoin makes an all-time high? Well, it sweeps it, it goes back down, then it rips. But what really happens is it starts, you know, within a couple weeks after Bitcoin dominance capitulates, and then you get major outperformance in altcoins, just like total 2 is your altcoin index. All right. So, you know, when I look at some of these meme coins, right? You know, like even over here, right? Let's take a look. Let's throw up Bitcoin dominance down below. Here's Bitcoin dominance. I'm going to put it in orange. What happened right here as Doge dominance was bottoming and Bitcoin USD made a new all-time high? That ultimately led to a very short period of time after Bitcoin dominance capitulating and Doge dominance going up. Everything went up. And it was led by this type, you know, similar maneuver. So what am I expecting right now? I'm expecting Bitcoin dominance to roll over. I mean, how can you be bearish altcoins when Bitcoin dominance hasn't even rolled over yet? If Bitcoin dominance had spent the past 3 or 4 months like downtrending and we were seeing this type of price action here, I'd be like, all right, I'm kind of bearish. We haven't even had alt season yet, guys. This has been a Bitcoin dictated rally. Yes, some altcoins have been doing very well. Some meme coins have been popping off, but as a basket, in general, as an average, it has not been alt season. That's what this here is right here. This is it. This is your alt season measurement. This is Bitcoin dominance. You do not get alt season until you see Bitcoin dominance trending down for months. We haven't had that yet, guys. Not even close. But anyways, guys, that's the video. This was like 40 minutes almost. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Greatly appreciate it. Just a quick reminder before you go, please like and subscribe. And also, guys, I'm going to pull something up right now. If you've wanted to get into our Discord, now is the time, guys. Now is absolutely the time. Prices are going to go up very, very soon. You can see we have a timer up there. Scrolling down to the bottom, it's getting so crowded in the Discord, and we're also going to be dropping BB Terminal very, very soon, which will be included in your Discord membership, guys. So you can see that when the clock strikes 0, something happens. All right. So if you wanted to check it out, if you want to trade with me and the rest of the Because Bitcoin team, if you want more hands-on analysis, premium analysis that I don't talk about here on YouTube or on X, consider jumping into the Discord. It's the first link in the description below. And again, you will get BB Terminal, which is absolutely epic. It's like a Bloomberg terminal, charts, analysis, data syndication, alerts, everything, portfolio tracking, on-chain tracking. That is coming right around the Bitcoin halving. That will be given to you for free in your existing membership. So again, this is not like any group you've ever been in. We are doing things differently here because Bitcoin. Check it out sooner rather than later, guys, because prices are going to go up dramatically. All right. But thanks so much for being here, guys. Guys, please like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Take care.